Hi everyone, welcome to SU Skills, the online academy for students' unions. Today I'm going to be talking about strategic communication. I'm going to try to explain that term in no more than 3 minutes. I'll start off by looking at communication as a whole. Communication is omnipresent. Almost every second of the waking day, someone or something is trying to communicate with you. It might be a person, a company, charity, government body, or campaigning organisation, and they'll be trying to communicate with you with a whole range of messages across a whole different spectrum of channels and formats. But there's only a few key underlying purposes of this communication. They'll be trying to make you feel a certain emotion, think a certain thought, make a certain decision, or come to a particular opinion. A lot of this communication is designed to make you agree with someone, and even more is designed to get your money into someone else's pocket. But if that's the purpose of communication, what makes some communication strategic and some not? If you think about the volume of communication you receive every day, each individual bit can only receive a tiny fraction of a second of your attention. But cumulatively, the long-term effect of all of those fleeting interactions with a particular company or a particular person will form and influence your perception of them, and ultimately it will impact the decisions you make around them. It may not feel like it's happening, but it is happening over time. That process can be left to chance, or that process can be controlled, analysed and planned. That is the discipline of strategic communication. So that gives us our first definition of strategic communication. It's the art of changing the opinions, decisions and emotions of a large group of people over a long period of time. But there's a lot more to strategic communication than that. You might experience communication in a very quick and transitory manner, but that doesn't mean that communication should be created in that fashion. Strategic communication is about slow, long-term processes. Successful communication is the end result of months, if not years, of work in research, brand building, and customer analysis, as well as insights from other disciplines such as human psychology, design, creative writing, and cultural awareness. That gives us another definition of strategic communication. It's the planned and coordinated application of knowledge from a range of disciplines to your communication activities over a long period of time in order to achieve your organization's objectives. So what does this planning look like? For an organization to communicate strategically, each act of communication should be planned and consistent. It should be representative of your brand and your personality. It should be based on insight into your audiences, into their opinions and their needs. And it should be part of a wider package of communication that's already planned out. In order to achieve this, organizations create tools which they distribute internally, enabling staff to create content in a consistent but quick fashion. These can include brand books, tones of voice guidelines, content calendars, communication platforms, and much more. So that gives us our third and final definition of strategic communication. It's the creation and use of communication assets which support staff across the organisation to communicate cohesively, coherently and successfully. So that was a little bit over 3 minutes, but then I have barely scratched the surface of this complicated topic. If you want to know more about how students' unions can communicate more effectively, then we have a course, Strategic Communications for SUs, and you can learn more about that through the link in the video description. If you found that video useful, don't forget to subscribe and share, and you can also check out suskills.co.uk for the latest in our news and our courses.